Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside historic Keyworth Stadium. We're in Hamtramck for tonight's NPSL Members Cup matchup between Detroit City FC and Chattanooga FC. Welcome to your Watch City stream, brought to you by the folks at Baker College, alongside my broadcast partner, John Krieger. My name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us wherever you may be watching around the world. And, John, another piece of history for really an organization that's used to making soccer history.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the first ever fall match in the history of Detroit City FC and Chattanooga FC as they begin NPSL Members Cup play. The demand was there for more games, enhanced competition, and a higher standard of the game. And these grassroots clubs that are supporter-built, for supporters, by supporters, have a night to celebrate all they have grown into and begin the next chapter in the illustrious history of this club.
And speaking of the celebration, a new tifo presented by the Northern Guard. You're going to look at it on your screen right there. You see the Take Over the Galaxy. It's broken up into 4 different parts that celebrates where the club has come from, where the club is, and most importantly, where the club is growing. And, John, that story continues to evolve by the year.
It does, and let's explain some of those panels. On the first one, you see Belle Isle, where the Detroit City Football League was formed. And because of that league, you had 4 friends get together and decided they want the team to come forward. Then Cass Tech, the narrow field that changed the entire world. Then the championship-winning teams here at Keyworth, and then the future. My personal favorite part, the third panel, a member of our broadcast team,
right,
Lindsay Peterson, makes her tifo debut.
Immortalized forever, no doubt about it. Congrats to Lindsay Pearson.
And I had a chance to chat with Joseph Slovak and members of the tifo team. These tifos will be taken over to Detroit City Fieldhouse and displayed, and so their work will be immortalized and hanging forever as a tribute to what they've done. Some facts about the tifo tonight: 200 hours in a Hamtramck workshop, 2,300 square feet of tifo, and 20 gallons of paint.
We'll send it down now to the pitch for the National Anthem, brought to you by the Northern Guard supporters. Our national anthem here for tonight's historic first ever match for Detroit City FC in the NPSL Members Cup against Chattanooga FC. Taking part in the walkout this evening, the Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan, purveyor of the best cookies going. You can fight me on that. Let's take a look at tonight's starting 11. First, for the home side, Detroit City FC. And, John, not many major surprises in there. A bit of an adjustment. Cyrus Sadie in the 11.
Yeah, sometimes as you stay amateur for the Members Cup season, some changes have to be made, and And so Cyrus Sadie, who's been a super sub of late, comes on. Seb Harris also in the starting lineup as well.
So that is the 11 that Trevor James will roll out with. As you get a look at Chattanooga FC, as they are ready to go as well, led out by their keeper, number 1, Philip D'Amico. The Chattanooga FC goalkeeper since 2018 has a career goals against average of 1.00. So that tells me one thing, John. Teams don't score a lot of goals against him, therefore goals will be at a premium more than usual.
And he also plays very technically solid soccer. He is notable for saving a penalty in the Southeast Conference Championship in the NPSL, and so he is someone who is confident in his own ability. From what we've been able to take a look at with him, he manages his crease very well, or his area very well. So I'm getting into hockey season, it's the fall. And he is someone who is in good communication and has a good relationship with his back line. So he is going to be something and going to be an asset for Chattanooga tonight. Going to be something that City is going to have to work on finding a way around.
Now there is a bit of a backstory to this matchup. These two teams, of course, met earlier this year back on April 4th in a friendly. Chattanooga FC got the 1-0 victory in that matchup as Marcus Smazo came away with the game-winning goal back on April 6th. But of course, that was a long time ago. This is the Members Cup, and Chattanooga FC coming off a 1-0 loss to New York Cosmos B. A bit of urgency for Chattanooga here this evening.
Yeah, you got to get the points. You're in a 10-match Members Cup. There are no playoffs, so you can't fight for second and then try to win a semifinal or get home advantage. This is teams that are trying to go in and win this thing outright. Now, granted, they lost that match at home to the New York Cosmos, who are probably on paper the best team in this league, but you can't go in and go no points from your first 6. There's Nate Steinwasser on the other side for Detroit City FC. He's got some pedigree as well, saving penalties. You go back to the U.S. Open Cup and his performance in the penalty shootout against what are now Flint City Bucks. So 2 good keepers, 2 good teams. Here we go.
Away we go. The Members Cup, Detroit City FC, Chattanooga FC, and we are kicking it in Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. As always, our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. A good breeze blowing across the pitch tonight, which you can see in the background of the shot as the smoke pours out of the Northern Guard supporter section in the first minute.
Interesting to note, while we have a crosswind a lot of times here at Keyworth Stadium, wind blowing almost exclusively as we look at the smoke from one end of the pitch to the other, the Keyworth wall end down toward the Sweets end. That's going to be something that teams are going to have to adjust to with the breeze blowing that hard. It will affect set pieces. You're going to have to set up and defend against the wind as well, and it's also difficult for keepers when you are keeping into the wind because things will fly in and it gives the opportunity to go over the top if you can time it right quicker, and so the back line will have to be aware if that ball gets up into the breeze.
So as we talked about, it is windy. The opening kick temperature 81 degrees. It was pretty warm here in the area, topped out at about 87 today, but the sun is ducked down. It's not shining out on the pitch as it has been all afternoon long, so shouldn't be too much of a factor. There is some humidity, but all in all, a great summer night for a historic occasion. 2 of really the premier supporter cultures in American soccer. Pound for pound, the best going.
And that's what tonight is a celebration of, as Nicole Green calls her first foul of the match, and Detroit City FC will get a free kick. Nicole Green was the lady in charge of the NPSL Great Lakes Conference, Midwest Region semifinal, Detroit City FC versus Minneapolis City SC, and did a great job that night.
And as always, we'll be taking your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. Is that thread lighting up already, as you might suspect. Throw in for Chattanooga. Juan Sanchez tosses it in. There is Cyrus Sadie, his first touch of the evening. Cyrus out wide. City looking to go to the attack. We're in the 3rd minute.
Let's take a look at the formations, Neil. Both sides going with 3 at the back, early doors. Chattanooga, 3 at the back, 4 in midfield. It looks like a 3-4-1-2. 2 up front. And Detroit City FC, of course, and Trevor James is 3-5-2.
Here is Jalen Chrysler playing it back. Chrysler spent some time with Seattle Sounders U23 squad. And the Black Arrow Award winner from last year, Stephen Carroll, plays it ahead. Steinwasser gives it the boot. But there you see the wind making its mark. That carried that out towards the touchline.
That's going to be a factor all night. The flags blowing briskly here at Keyworth Stadium.
It is not a cooling breeze, however. It is one of those summer, like opening an oven type breezes.
Sitting down on you, and that will affect conditioning.
We move into the 5th minute, but you can tell the Chattanooga FC supporters are in full performance mode. Of course, the Northern Guard as well. As I said earlier, 2 of the very best fan bases in American soccer squaring off here tonight. There's a vibe, there's some juice in the building here tonight.
There is, but it's a special kind of relationship.
Very respectful.
Absolutely, until kickoff, and then here we go.
Right.
We tweeted out earlier some of the banners. You know, one of the things the Northern Guard will often say is to remind the former Lansing United franchise of the club that they blew a 3-0 lead. It's one of the moments etched in DCFC history. So what does the banner say here from Chattanooga? Lansing earned a 3-0 lead before they blew
it was pretty brilliant, I have to say.
You know, and I had a chance to spend part of today down at Detroit City Fieldhouse. I watched my beloved Tottenham Hotspur.
I know. Hey, real quick, I'll acknowledge that effort today.
Thank you.
Well done for us Liverpool people.
And we were only too happy to serve.
Yep.
And thank you to VAR. But all day today and last night and throughout this weekend, Northern Guard members welcomed members of the Chatahooligans into their homes, said, you know, come up and see this match. We'll find you places to stay. There was an open kickabout at Detroit City Fieldhouse this morning, just group soccer to get together and play. There was shared pre-gaming and the opportunity to bond, and these 2 clubs that have built themselves on being by supporters for supporters and being the clubs that will help to hopefully usher in the proper era of the game in this country have turned this weekend into a celebration of each other until, of course, kickoff, and now all bets are off.
No question about that, as you see the wind come into play one more time as that ball was sent up, I believe, by Everson Lima. Lima's interesting, formerly played in Serie A in Brazil, 33-year-old veteran.
Also played in Eastern Europe in the Czech League. And let me tell you something about the Czech League, Neil.
Survival of the fittest.
That's exactly.
Yep.
Cage match.
Yeah.
Dana White and the folks at UFC have nothing on some of the tackles you see in some of those Eastern European leagues.
Hernandez goes to the left side. Here's Torres. Torres service headed away. Cyrus 80 nudges it forward, but you see it, and I think this really plays on the screen right now, John. One of the things I noticed watching Chattanooga FC warm up, they are very, very athletic, but still have great size and strength, and it shows, I believe, just the size advantage they have.
Absolutely, and it is an across-the-board size advantage. And they are technically solid, and they use that size. You know, it's interesting, just on that last little run down the far touchline, no foul, but just the Chattanooga player using the shoulder a little bit to turn around. That's what that kind of physical size can get you. And if you take a look at their squad list for today's match, a lot of them have some kind of experience at a level in the game that is not just college or the NPSL.
Right. They have a little bit of youth sprinkled in there, but for the most part, it's guys that fit the profile of Lima and the like. That ball popped high in the air. Steinwasser comes off his line to make the grab. Wings it out to the left side. Here's Sean Lawson with Max Todd. Oh, what a receive by Lawson. Up ahead, through ball. Todd coming in the left side of the 18. Todd taken down. The official says play on.
And it was an emphatic wave by Nicole Green. And I haven't seen a replay, but of all the officials in the state of Michigan, she's the one I trust on that call.
Lawson with the touch over. First real goal at the goal for Detroit City FC in this matchup. Cyrus Sadie. 9th minute. Sean Lawson, the former Oakland Golden Grizzly. Wide right. Janita 1v1. He's denied. Sadie into Todd. Vaughn was in the area. Here's Chrysler. Todd, very good in tight spaces. Bakey Goodman played it too far away from his boot. And Vilshre down on the turf. And that foul will go against, speaking of veterans, speaking of guys with international experience, Seb Harris, the former Oakland Golden Grizzly.
Yeah, and Sebi well and truly earned that. And that's a beautiful, yeah, there's no penalty there. Going in, Todd going in against number 21, Jordan Dunstan. Incidental contact at best. That's a good job by the officiating team to not call that a penalty. And Sebi Harris, by the way, earned every bit of that foul, but nice to see him get the start. We thought maybe because of some of his commitments we wouldn't get a chance to see number 4 too much more, but nice to have one of the club leaders for the last several years out there on this very special night.
Marcelo Borges will win a throw-in. Gives me a chance to remind you the next time you come to Keyworth, be sure to take advantage of Wheelhouse Detroit's free bike valet. Check out wheelhousedetroit.com to learn more about the best tours of Detroit on 2 wheels. We're in the 10th minute. There's no score. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Historic night tonight. NPSL Members Cup. Detroit City FC, Chattanooga FC. As you can hear on your television screen, just a great atmosphere here in Hamtramck.
Interesting to see the way City is approaching this, Neil.
That ball worked through. Turn the shot on Steinwasser. He goes down to the turf to make the grab. Max Vilshre.
Interesting to see the way City are setting things up right now. Normally, Sean Lawson will be up higher on the pitch with Max Todd in a tandem. Lawson has been asked to track back today. He's taking a more forward position now, but it's been Max Todd that's been the man up top for the first 10 minutes, with Lawson tracking back and trying to be an extra body to get service in midfield. Sean is very comfortable doing that this year, and you see him being asked to come back and help out a little bit as Chattanooga has had the lion's share of possession here in the first 10 minutes. And there was a nice attempt on Steinwasser, not too much on it, and he saw it all the way.
More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Sarcasmotron 5000, amazing TIFO for the inaugural Members Cup match at Keyworth. Gonna watch City tonight. We certainly do appreciate you tuning in. That TIFO got the folks a talking. No doubt about
beautiful.
it. Chrysler sends it up to Sean Lawson, 50-50 ball. Takeaway by Chattanooga. Touched ahead by Hernandez. That will go all the way through to Steinwasser. So Nate Steinwasser, the Horizon League Goalkeeper of the Year back in 2014. He left University of Detroit Mercy, tied for the all-time mark in clean sheets. Spent some time in the pros over in Sweden. Was tremendous last week against Indy 11, the USL Championship side. Really kept Detroit City FC in that match.
City here trying to get some sustained possession as they move forward. And again, that physical presence for Chattanooga, winning some battles off the ball, Neil. That's a pretty good ball if he can catch up to it.
Chrysler reached out and grabbed somebody there. Tried to get away with it.
That's a professional foul is what that was.
Right.
I'm beaten, and he's going to turn in on goal. I'll let you have the free kick. Thank you.
And Joao Costa, very dangerous player, scored a goal against Real Betis. Yes, that Real Betis. That's in La Liga, that beat Real Madrid last year.
Mm-hmm. And was also a member, by the way, of the Charlotte Eagles when they won the PDL National Championship. So he's got some pedigree and some pretty big situations when they're not friendly matches.
Division II All-American. He only had 70 goals in his college career. That's it, though. 70.
Just 70?
Yeah.
Okay. Scrub.
A dangerous setup here for Chattanooga. Hernandez serves it in. Seb Harris climbs the sky and heads it away.
Oh, that's a great job by Seb Harris. Listen, you got two guys that were leaping for the ball, and that was designed to go to a man at the back post, and Seb Harris just got up and won the battle and headed it out, and he'll gladly surrender another corner.
Gabriel Torres will come to serve it. Another Division II All-American at the University of D.C. He serves it in, driving corner.
Chrysler won a battle in the air. That's two against a very good aerial team in Chattanooga. That's two balls in the air won by City players early. You don't like to keep surrendering corners, but you'll certainly take the clearances.
There's Jalen Chrysler. First team all West Coast Conference with Gonzaga. Corner served in again. This one steps through the top of the D. Oliveira strikes. And that's sent wide of the frame. But John, over the course of the last, say, 4 to 5 minutes, Chattanooga FC has really asserted themselves in terms of possession and control.
Yeah, there was a brief spell where City had some possession on the other end, but it's been all Chattanooga early, and they are very good at keeping possession and continuing to tilt the field forward. There aren't a whole lot of lazy passes. And the other thing that I see from them early, and Detroit City do this as well, but Chattanooga very good at it, everybody moving, always giving another option. No stagnant passes, no passes with not a lot on them in double teams.
Interesting run by Gabriel Torres. By trade, a defender, but we've seen this on a couple of occasions where Torres has jumped up into the play, and he was an all-USL League II performer for the Villages SC. They never allowed more than one goal in a match. That's as good as it gets.
It's outstanding, but it's also the new football, really. You take a look at it, and we were talking a few matches ago with Trevor James. Here's a giveaway.
Stepping through, right foot shot goes over top of everything. Max Viltre let it go, but the former Old Dominion goal leader and All-Conference USA first-teamer sends it high of the bar.
A little giveaway there by Steinwasser, and a nice chip out, and Seb Harris, a nice job to provide some challenge to kind of force the shot.
And here's Torres up in the play again.
It's the new football, Neil. We talked with Trevor James a while back, and he said all these defenders, all these fullbacks want to be forwards. And you see it in the upper levels of the game. I'll just give an example of two players that I watched today, Kyle Walker for Man City and Danny Rose for Spurs. They made their bread and butter and continue to by being those wingbacks, those fullbacks that can get forward into play. And that's what you're seeing across a lot of levels of the game. To be a good fullback, you need to have the pace to be able to get forward.
Here's Torres forward again. Double team comes. He's dispossessed, but only temporarily. As Miyachi recovers and sends it over.
And
Genki Miyachi, former Japanese third division player back in 2017. So that theme we were talking about earlier continues.
It is. He came to America from, we'll take a look at his pedigree. He came from Wampus Nagoya, or rather Gampus Nagoya, which was the club that gave Arsenal Arsene Wenger. So he started, and I should say it was Nagoya Grampus, but that's the same club and academy system, and leadership that gave one of the hey, there's a little chippiness between Sean Lawson and a CFC player. Sean getting a little free real estate inside his head for a moment. That's Miyachi who was involved in that.
Juan Hernandez will give way. So Torres will trigger as we cross over into the 19th minute. Torres left boot curls in, nobody really in the vicinity. Max Todd heads it up, Sean Lawson. Sadie sends it wide to the left side. Smazzo able to handle it. Played away by the keeper, D'Amico.
That's what City needs to do. You know, you talk is so far forward. If you're going to beat that, you need to expose that weakness and the fact that he's that far forward by sometimes either stringing together a series of passes or going over the top.
Speaking of going over the top, that's exactly what Marcus Smazzo did to Cyrus Sadie. And fans, Fulling Warehouse, the official pre-match bar of Detroit City FC. Next time you come to a DCFC home match, be sure to stop by the Fulling Warehouse beforehand to take part in the official march to the match. Nothing on the other end for Detroit City. So D'Amico will take it. Chattanooga FC will look to set up shop. NGS Bob tweets at us with the hashtag Watch City. Tifo looked pretty great. Wish I was there. Hashtag Watch City.
We wish you were too.
No. Lima. In through the middle, chipped across by Oliveira. Another corner coming up now for Chattanooga FC.
City with men on both posts to defend the corner and help Steinwasser out.
Chipped inside the 18 and headed away. James Vaughn.
Force
to Todd. Lawson. Sadie's up with him. Todd making a run. Ball sent over the top of Cyrus Sadie. I think he had a hard time locating it. Costa. Cut off nicely by Jadida.
That's a nice job by Tendai to step in front, just shield away the defender.
A little too much mustard on the hot dog on the header by Smazoc. Crosses over the line, throw in coming up. Bakey Goodman, the former MLS draft pick. Third round by the Seattle Sounders in 2017.
Bakey's got his very own marker. It's not often you see a midfield guy drawing such close defensive attention.
And the flag is up on the near side. Offside is the call. But John, I know based on what you were talking about earlier in the match, you like to see that there. You appreciate the hustle.
Absolutely. Anytime you can try to put in, try to beat the trap, especially get out wide, go over the top, force the wing backs for Chattanooga to come back. Any type of play like that is something City's going to have to try and find some joy doing today. It's when they're at their best. One of the things we saw Tuesday night against Indy 11, now granted, I realize USL Championship Club, okay? But City were forced narrow. They need to be wide. They need to use the ball over the top. They need to set the ball to their wingers who can then provide service to Todd and Lawson. They haven't been able to do that a whole lot tonight. Chattanooga doing a nice job of winning the battle in midfield and not allowing those plays on the wing to spring free. And two markers on whoever's the top man, and that earned them that turnover there from Max Todd.
Here's Sean Lawson. Sadie making a run. This time he's onside. Cyrus Sadie with it in the 18. The cross! It's in the back of the net! Marcelo Borges finishes the job. Beautiful find by Sadie, and it's 1-0 Detroit City.
What an unselfish play by the midfield maestro, Cyrus Sadie. Held on to it, held on to it, held on to it, forced D'Amico to respect the shot, and side-footed it across, and Borges there to open the account. And it's 1-0 to the good. Beautiful touch by Sadie to stay onside. Comes in, head up, respect the shot, side foot across, and there's Borges. And nothing D'Amico can do, and it's 1-0, and quickly on the counter, LaRouge strike first. Wow.
It was an absolute jailbreak for Detroit City. Max Todd was in the area. Sean Lawson. Just looked like a total breakdown by Chattanooga.
And they were able to get out wide and get it into space, and then Cyrus is off to the races. But really, the money play there, Neil, was him having the confidence to know D'Amico wasn't going to come out and challenge him, and he could hold it for long enough where he could still make the pass and put it in a position where D'Amico couldn't save a tap-in. And frankly, that's a veteran play. We're coming into the part of the season now where you're going to have a more consistent squad list, Neil, and you're going to have some veteran players. If it's a college kid in his first season at this level and he's playing at Keyworth for the first time in a May NPSL game and he's streaking in on goal, he might try to take the shot and be the hero because of the emotion of the moment. Cyrus, been there before, done that before, has a closet full of the t-shirts, just kept his wits about him.
Lawson stepping through. Lawson oversteps. He grabs the right hamstring. And this is certainly something you do not want to see. Detroit City FC's all-time goal-scoring leader, Sean Lawson, down on the pitch. And the Henry Ford athletic trainers will make their way out, and it does not look good.
No, he crumpled. He just grabbed it and crumpled, and it wasn't even trying to play the ball. He just went down. That is not good at all, and he knows it too. Wow.
So Lawson down. The teams will use this as an opportunity to get a little bit of hydration.
I can't imagine it's a cramp that early. Yeah, he just grabbed the hammy, and down he goes.
So Lawson down, and he's in some pain.
Yeah.
He gets to his feet. But we will see what Trevor James wants to do as far as availables at the forward spot. Ryan Peterson is available, Roddy Green available, Yazid Matthews, certainly somebody that's been intriguing.
And I'm watching Bree here for the universal signal of sub.
If there was one spot for Trevor James and Detroit City, if there was one spot on the pitch here tonight that they could absorb something like this, it would be in the forward spot.
Absolutely. You've got Peterson that can play, and I think he'll see some time. And Bree did make the sub signal. Sean Lawson's day is done.
And, of course, Danny Deacon an option in the midfield, and Danny Deacon will be the one that comes in. So it'll be interesting to see what role Deacon plays, and he rolls right up, John, to the front. So we'll keep an eye on this.
Very interesting. You know what? I think that is all about Trevor James trusting his vets in a moment like this, in a situation like this.
So the former Golden Grizzly Sean Lawson comes out of this match. I know his college coach Eric Pogue certainly more than likely is watching tonight. I know his heart probably jumped up into his throat a little bit to see that. But Sean Lawson did walk off the pitch under his own power.
And we hope for the best for him.
No question about it. Great goal scorer, better dude.
One of the best.
And we're excited to have Henry Ford Health Systems as the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. Learn more at henryford.com. To the middle, top of the D. See if there's a bit of a hangover here for Detroit City. Sometimes that happens when a guy goes off due to injury. Smazzo sent it through. That shot stopped by Steinwasser.
Flag is up.
But the flag was up on the far side. So Marcus Smazzo denied.
Another nice job. We got a good officiating crew here tonight, Neil. They've been right on a couple of very close offside decisions. And it's the kind of officiating crew you want on a match like this. It means so much to both sets of supporters. Now let's talk about that layoff you were talking about that can happen. You know, I think perhaps, and maybe what this is why the substitution was made, Danny Deacon would be the best possible person to put out there to avoid that kind of letdown because of his veteran presence. If he saw or felt something of that regard, I think he has the cachet among his teammates to just settle the ship a little bit, much like Cyrus Sadian, Seb Harris. So there are a lot of guys who've earned a lot of stripes in the dressing room, and that might be why he's out there up top, just to keep the ship righted.
Marcelo Borges, the goal scorer. Detroit City FC staked to that 1-0 lead. We're almost a third of the way through this one. Max Todd. Todd loses control of it. Miyachi takes it away along the far touchline. And the flag is up one more time. This time, Vilstre in ahead.
It's also worth noting, by the way, that Deacon may be better suited than, say, a Peterson to fill into what Trevor James had asked Sean Lawson to do in this match. We talked about it earlier with Sean coming further back to track in the midfield, and Danny Deacon is someone who can play in midfield, so he can track back and handle some of those responsibilities.
And it's interesting to note, too, you see him bouncing back and forth. At times he will report to that customary midfield spot. You see now he moved forward. Now he comes across towards the right side of the pitch. But he can do a little bit of both, as there's a takeaway by Miyachi. The 1-2 back to Miyachi, left side. He can't get on the end of it, as he was shut down by Chrysler. And Miyachi knocked down to the turf by James Vaughn. And, John, it's just like you said, lots of respect between these two clubs, lots of respect between the two fan bases, but it's 1-0 now, and we're into it.
Yeah.
And that friendship stuff, that'll have to wait.
That's out the door. And
Yeah.
You can see from the two teams on the pitch, they know what this match means. I will say the chippiness factor has gone up by a couple notches since the opening goal. Oh, that's a nice move by Danny. And a nice close down by the CFC defense.
Here's Todd. Wide on the left side, Jadida with a head of steam. Jadida through to Danny Deacon. His shot is blocked. Jadida will trickle one in towards the frame, and D'Amico will make the grab.
And that right there might have been the difference between Deacon and Lawson. Danny took about 2 touches to try to control that ball. I think if Sean had been in that position, it might have been turn and go. Which is not to say that Danny's not capable of that, but it's just a little different approach to the game for number 9 versus number 30.
No question. I mean, it's like gin, right? Like, I like Hendrix a lot. It's great. You know, but I'll drink Tanqueray too if it's there, or Beef Eaters, whatever.
Okay.
It's different flavors, but I like them all the same.
Now you got me wanting some post-match libations. Thank you for that, partner. We have 58 minutes to go.
Absolutely. Here's the goal scorer, Marcelo Borges, the former Michigan Wolverine, 28th overall pick of last season's MLS Super Draft. Deacon the target, and that ball played away.
I think by his own defender.
And that was the case.
And that's going to be a City throw in a good position. Borges has the ability to throw long, but I would expect it to go out toward the point of the area here to set up cross-field service.
Good work by Hernandez to get that possession. And Hernandez with that captain's armband working his way out towards Nicole Green.
Interesting, and she's giving it right back to him. And that's why she's the best referee in the state, for my money. She will not suffer fools well, even if they're wearing the captain's armband.
Restart coming up. We mentioned a very pivotal match, especially for Chattanooga FC, who fell 1-0 to the New York Cosmos B last week. They will host the Michigan Stars next Saturday. Detroit City, in the meantime, will jump in a plane and play at Napa Valley 1839 next Saturday. So again, that just goes to show you in really what will be a sprint to the Members' Cup. There's no room for bad starts in a sprint.
No, it's going to be very interesting to see how the City boys recover from the cross-continent trip for the first time.
The flag is up one more time. That was a heads-up play by Bakey Goodman. He touches that ball up. He knows exactly where everybody is. And if it does get played behind him, the flag instantly goes up.
Yeah, and that's why Bakey is so pivotal to City's success here in the Members' Cup season, because he's got the ability to know where things are on the pitch. He's got very good pitch awareness, and he can make a mess for opponents in midfield.
Has professional experience with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds of USL. We mentioned earlier a draft pick of the Seattle Sounders. Former Georgetown Hoya as well. Scored 7 goals during his career at Georgetown.
10 minutes to halftime here, Neil. This is a pivotal juncture in the match. And what I like from City is they have found a way to go over top of the CFC defense. And they're getting better possession as a result.
Absolutely. They have cracked the shell, John.
Yeah. Look, I know in today's game the impetus is on trying to play free-flowing attacking football and crisp passes and moving the ball on the ground. But sometimes when you have guys that can catch up to a long ball, use the darn long ball. Go there, get it out on the wing and force, because what that happens is...
Oh, but John, that's not the beautiful game, man. That's too hopeful. That's too direct. That's ugly soccer.
1-0 to City. I'll see you and I'll raise you 1-0 to City. Because...
No, you're absolutely right,
that's
though.
What you have to do.
You're absolutely right.
Listen,
Ball sent through. It's loose inside the 18. The foul will be whistled against City as Philip D'Amico is down on the turf.
Listen, yeah, and you've just... I'm going to try to stay off my soapbox. But the whole notion that there is a...
Well, everyone knows, John. There's no keeping you off the soapbox, my friend.
This is true, especially when it comes to things like Rock and Rye and other things. But when you sit there and you say, well, it's unattractive if you play long ball, if you play over the top, it's boring, or you're not a real club or whatever else. You do what you got to do to win. That's all you do. If you play hoofball and you win all 10 games and win the Members' Cup, guess who's lifting the trophy at the end of the Members' Cup? And that's not the way City want to play.
Danny
But
Deacon
that's
taken
a foul and a
down
half.
by Gabriel Torres. And the foul whistled right away. More tweets coming in with the hashtag WatchCity. Dana Potter tweets at us, hope for fast healing for Sean Lawson. We love you. Hashtag WatchCity.
So are we all.
Yep, no doubt.
It's interesting. We're getting to a point, and I'm starting to see some of the body language of the officiating crew, where Chattanooga and some of their players are getting close to what I call accumulation cards, because there have been a couple of challenges where they've left a little bit on the City players, and that'll add up.
Vaughn to trigger. Curls it inside the 18, and it's headed over top and wide to the right side of the frame. But I like that term that you use, accumulation cards. It won't be the incident that gets you the card. It'll be the 3 incidents before the incident that got you the card.
Absolutely, and at that point you'll see the referee point to about 4 locations on the field. There, and I'm done with you, and you're in the books.
And with that shot on your screen right now, it's a good time to let you know Lyft is the official rideshare partner of Detroit City FC. Be sure you take a Lyft the next time you come to a match at Keyworth. Ready to cross into the 39th minute. Detroit City FC with the 1-0 lead.
Careful there. Nice job to calm it down there for City, and Vaughn had a man pursuing him from behind. Last 7 minutes before halftime, you don't want to be loose defensively. Lazy pass or a pass where its intended receiver doesn't go get it.
Chattanooga building up. Smarzoc will drop it back. Miachi, Smarzoc. Smarzoc spent some time in the 4th division in Germany. That pass chipped inside the 18, played out rather neatly.
That's a heads-up play by Sebi Harris to come out and challenge. He knew that Chrysler was behind, but it shaped the chip from Chattanooga, and City get possession as a result. Unfortunately, they turn it back over.
Juan Hernandez on the side. Marcelo Borges turns with it. He's got the strike that you see on the score bug in the upper left-hand corner. He represents the 1 next to DCFC. Cyrus Sadie, the magician, made it all go. We've seen it once. We've seen it 100 times from Cyrus Sadie.
Oh, good decision to award the foul to City there. There's a lot of referees that would have assumed that Carroll had been the one to foul. That's a good decision.
Stephen Carroll was a former NAIA Honorable Mention All-American as a freshman at Martin Methodist. Of course, finished up his college career at Davenport University, where he was all GLIAC first team.
Oh, look out. Nice cross-field ball if he can get there.
Stepping in off the half volley. That one will go wide of the frame. But Tendai Jadida made a break for it. He has that breakaway speed, and that's what speed can do for you. We saw it right there.
He does, and what a great ball from Chrysler to see him all the way across the field and put it in a position where he could get a boot on it. That's an all-world ball from Jalen Chrysler, a center back, to pick his head up and deliver the ball in a 3-yard space about 70 yards downfield. That's a heck of a play.
Max Todd at midfield. Costa threads it through inside the 18. Step off, the shot sent wide. Juan Hernandez made a bid to level this match.
Oh, that's a cheeky dummy. You think that was a shot that was fluffed. He backed off that. Look at that. He let it go. Oh, see a little chip there forward. And saw the man coming behind him and put it on a tee. And he couldn't miss it. And he couldn't connect. Wow.
That's a professional play by Felipe Oliveira.
That's a heck of a touch.
Setting that one up.
Woof. Wow.
Oliveira had 8 goals, 3 assists last year for Chattanooga FC. 29 career goals in college. So all throughout his career, he's been a goal scorer, but he's just a guy that creates opportunities.
And I'll tell you what.
They happen to end in goals a lot when he's there.
And he created the opportunity there, and City very lucky that it's not level. That having been said, Steinwasser was in good position. Would have had a chance to make the save, but that's a striker's dream, T-ball.
Miachi to Torres. I figure it's just a matter of time with Torres on that left side before he creates something. There's too much confidence with the ball at his feet.
Both wing backs very good for Chattanooga right now, bombing forward, having the confidence that they can get back. And the 2 center backs doing a good job of just staying home. Look out. Oh, that's a nice job by Chrysler to come back and close it out. That was designed to be a touch outside where there was a man making a run for Chattanooga, and Jalen Chrysler closed it down.
What we're seeing right now, too, from Chattanooga FC, John, is, and it's almost basketball X, the execution that they've had out there. I mean, I don't want to say running set plays, but by and large, I mean, these plays are somewhat framed, and they are executing them. Everything is working out with the exception of the finish.
You are not wrong. What they are doing, basically, is the equivalent of running touch passes around the perimeter and finding an entry pass into the post for a dunk. They just haven't finished the dunk yet.
Right.
And it is technically outstanding play by Chattanooga FC. They are unlucky, frankly. And I say this, look, I understand this is Watch City broadcast. Chattanooga are unlucky that they are trailing at this point. They got beat by one jailbreak. That's the breaks of football, but they have played very well.
Jordan Dunstan will come over. Throws it inside the 18. Max Todd tries to turn with it. Finds Cyrus Sadie. Sadie outlet to the right side, and there is some available real estate for Marcelo Borges.
Where's
Macon
Tendai?
Goodman makes a run, and it was poked away by Costa. Hernandez gets mixed up with Borges, and the whistle sounds.
And we've got some chippiness again. He's going to get a
Hernandez
card.
getting another talking to. That's his second of the evening.
He's going to get a card for dissent in a minute.
Chrysler with the restart. Sends it towards Deacon, bounces over top, and it's played out. And a corner awarded to Detroit City. Dunstan took no chances with it. But Danny Deacon now, and Detroit City will reap the benefits with this corner upcoming.
44 minutes in, and it's the first corner of the match for Detroit City Football Club. High line for City. It'll either be short or to the back post.
Sent in towards Chrysler. That goes all the way through. Can Sebi track it down? He cannot. How about that veteran play, too? That was really low-key by Seb Harris. He pinched in off the corner, couldn't catch up to it, but just touched it further into the corner so he could retreat and get back to his defensive spot.
Yeah. That's not delay of the game. That's, oops.
That was a tremendous ball on the other side that just went over the line before Juan Hernandez could catch up to it.
You know, it's interesting. City did it first. Chattanooga now doing it. They're starting to go a little more aerial and trying to use the cross-field ball.
There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time, I'm told, as we are in that stoppage time. 3 minutes on tap. Detroit City FC stake to that 1-0 lead. Marcelo Borges in the 23rd minute off the beautiful feed from Cyrus Sadie, and that is where we stand. Steinwasser. Borges does well to keep it, and the foul will be whistled against Smazoc.
Borges got a smack in the face for his troubles. Borges going to go forward. Looks like Chrysler's going to take this. Oh, this is a headsy play here. Tried to go out wide for Deacon. Nice job by Danny, but he gets dispossessed.
That ball threaded ahead. Oliviera, the target. He will not catch up to it. Steinwasser will bang it back down the pitch, but right to Juan Hernandez. But Cyrus Sadie, the 10-on-10 battle.
Nice close out by Vaughn.
Jadida looking for Deacon, a little too optimistic with that attempt.
You know what, Neil? That's just fine. because that pushes the ball all the way back down in the Chattanooga half. We've got about a minute left of stoppage time. You don't want to concede right before the break.
Here comes Chattanooga FC. That cross deflected out. Now it's played wide. And Miyachi will send it back in. That was blocked to Sadie. Could be a jump here for City. Sadie hesitates. And now Chattanooga will come back with it.
Sadie's down. It's 10v9. He got cleared out.
Smazoch, Danny Deacon recovers temporarily. Vilshre will send it over the top of everything, and Cyrus Sadie is in fact down.
I think Nicole Green thought it was incidental contact. Pretty physical play, both players going for the ball. Cyrus took the worst of it.
Cyrus is still down and waiting. Bree Gauna will make her way from Henry Ford. The athletic trainer will make her way out. And Bree has gotten a little too much camera time for her liking here this evening.
You know, they want to be as invisible as possible. And, you know, I don't think there was any malice in the challenge. I don't know if we have a replay of it, but it was a very physical challenge. And Chattanooga were under no obligation to play it out. They had the man advantage.
Looking what you do have available in the midfield. Dave Edwards rostered here tonight. Evans Frimprong available as well. The rest of what you have, John, pretty much exclusively forwards.
Well, you can also slot Deacon back into midfield.
The midfield role, you can
and
do
bring in a Roddy Green or
Ozzie Matthews got some run against Indy 11. Cyrus Sadie in the meantime up to his feet. He gets a standing ovation from the Northern Guard.
And I'm taking a look at Bree. She hasn't made the sub signal yet. So as it stands, it's 10v9 with a corner coming here with the last few seconds of stoppage time.
Detroit City FC looking to survive and advance to halftime.
So Bree's checking Cyrus's wrist.
Corner serve, Steinwasser makes the grab. That should just about put a wrap on the first half.
Taking a look here, they're working out Cyrus's arm and wrist, and he's coming back in. He's good to go.
Maybe get him some tape at halftime or something like that. And
yep.
We move on. Steinwasser plays it. The whistle sounds, in the first half of the inaugural Members Cup matchup for Detroit City FC comes and goes and sees DCFC with a 1-0 lead. So, John, despite the fact Chattanooga FC had a good deal of the possession, they are on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
You know what? It's a tale of two halves of the first half. First 20 minutes, frankly, all Chattanooga. They were the better side. Once City started going aerial and using the crossfield ball, much better, much more even. The jailbreak goal set up by Sadie, the defining moment, but a better second half of the first half by City. They need to continue that after halftime. Going to be a fun second half.
And we certainly look forward to bringing it to you, and we will in just a few moments. So we'll take our halftime break as well. 45 minutes down, Detroit City FC with the 1-0 lead over Chattanooga FC. This is the MPSL Members Cup, and you're watching.
Who are you? Think about it. Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?
Welcome back to your Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College. Neil Rule, John Krieger back with you as we're ready to roll for the second half of play. And John, as we take a look at the numbers and the particulars from the first 45, Detroit City FC limited to just one shot. But hey, that's all it took.
One shot on goal and one goal in the game. That's it, that jailbreak. But that doesn't tell the whole story in terms of better possession and better technical play from Detroit City. It's also worth noting that shots on goal are required to go on goal. A couple of the shots that City had went wide and wouldn't have counted as shots, but they were still good bursts of possession. First 5 minutes of the second half going to be very important. I think Chattanooga will want to come out a little more aggressively and use some of the physical presence that gave them a position and a possession advantage in the beginning of the first half. Going to be interesting to see if City can weather that storm and get back into their flow of possession as well.
So the folks in the suites on hand here tonight, as is the Northern Guard. Big crowd, as there always is here at historic Keyworth Stadium. A lot of juice in the building with Chattanooga FC in town. Again, pound for pound, two of the best American soccer supporter fan groups going. And there is the Northern Guard. They will be ready to go, as I'm sure everybody else is as well. And Strategic Staffing Solutions is the official partner of Detroit City FC's annual International Series and proud sponsor of Detroit's soccer team. Learn more at strategicstaff.com.
Next up, by the way, for Detroit City Football Club, exhibition match against the Philadelphia Fury on August 31st. The club that will play in the NISA League will come in as the first half of a home friendly series. Tickets available now, DebtCityFC.com. 2 weeks from tonight.
Detroit City FC, and he makes their way out to the pitch for the second half, and it's good to see that man, number 10, Cyrus Sadie, back out there. Had a bit of a wrist/arm issue in that first half. Spent some time down on the turf. Of course, Detroit City FC without the services of Sean Lawson, who left the first half injured.
We've got a change here, Neil. Michael Peterson is coming on, and the sub at the half is going to be Stephen Carroll coming off. Interesting. Bringing off a defender and bringing on Peterson up front with a 1-0 lead. That is an interesting sub. We'll see who lines up at the back for City right now.
Storylines abound here. Of course, Chattanooga FC 0-1 in Members Cup play. They fell to New York Cosmos last week. So in a 10-match Members Cup season, they are behind the 8 ball. They cannot afford to lose points here this evening, and Detroit City FC will kick it to get things started, and away we go in historic Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with your Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College.
All right, so out there you've got Seb Harris in defense. Looks like Vaughn has dropped back into a defensive position.
Good hustle from Ryan Peterson.
Way to get involved in the match.
He did. He came in right away and was involved. He led Rutgers in points his senior year, the transfer from NC State. His high school career, he had 61 goals and 40 assists.
quickly City earns a corner. And it is Carroll that gave way. I don't see him out there.
So early opportunity for Detroit City. The first moments of the second half. Danny Deacon the service off the free kick. And that ball played over top of the frame. Another look there at Ryan Peterson. His pace made a difference. He got the foul call.
We saw him get his first run out really in the TFC Windsor friendly and had a goal there and was very tough against the TFC Windsor back line.
Seb Harris won that ball and then cleared it out one more time. Juan Sanchez along the line. Costa. Stepping through that shot. Slided wide to the left post. Joao Costa made a bid. Comes away empty.
Well, there I think you notice a little bit of the absence of Stephen Carroll. A little more real estate there for Costa to get into space. And again goes wide of the post.
There is Joao Costa. Played his college soccer at Truett McConnell, where he was a Division II All-American. Won the PDL National Championship in 2017 for the Charlotte Eagles. Nate Steinwasser now with the wind at his back, and it shows as he booms that one all the way down the pitch.
And it's going to be shepherded out for a goal kick the other way. Runs on the Keyworth pitch.
So, John, how will that impact things here in the second half? You mentioned the fact Detroit City FC playing into the wind in the first half. Now with that wind at their back, have a little more free reign to try some things down the pitch.
Absolutely. Go over the top. Know that you can take a little bit off of it. Don't be afraid to send your wing backs on hopeful runs. They'll be able to catch up to it. The one thing it's going to affect you on, if you get a corner or a set piece, you've got to account for that because it'll make it easier for a keeper to either let it go over the bar or it'll get to him quicker and he can try and catch or parry on some of those set pieces in on goal. You still want it to be able to be attacked. See, if I'm sitting and I'm Bakey, I cross it out wide right now.
Threaded through. Peterson touched it ahead into the middle. Deacon drops it back. Slotted across. Borges already has a goal. Turns. That shot's blocked. Follow-up shot by Peterson blocked as well.
Wow, look at this possession by Detroit City, Neil. They're buzzing right now. Somebody hit the go button at the start of the second half. This is their best spell of possession and of energy of the match.
I'll tell you what, John, I keep looking back across the pitch right now and just James Vaughn, all eyes on him, in for Stephen Carroll.
Yep.
It's odd right now to see out there, but this is what it is.
And you've seen already, as it's out wide, two runners testing Vaughn, trying to see if he can hold the line and not play a player on side. Worth noting, though, that he's getting some help. Normally, when it's Carroll and Chrysler, Sebi Harris will come forward, and it's really two center backs. Look at it, it's three center backs.
And that's sent through, and Seb Harris recovers and plays it away.
And Nicole Green waves off the penalty appeal. Look at Peterson run after the keeper and make him make a play.
Seb Harris, the former Oakland Golden Grizzly, played for Northampton Town as well in League Two in England, had a game-winning goal during his time there.
Trevor James was screaming for his players to come forward and challenge the ball.
Steinwasser comes off his line and pops it up in the air. Nicely done.
I'll tell you what, he got almost handled that ball outside his area, Neil. He was right on the line, and so was the assistant referee watching him.
Played towards the middle. Here's Costa again. Threads it through right side. This time it's taken away from Smazoc.
This is going to be an end-to-end second half.
Bakey Goodman steps ahead. Finds Seb Harris with all kinds of space. Sebi long ball over the top of everyone. Ryan Peterson was the target. Seb puts his hand up in the air and says, all right.
That's a wind ball. Sebi put too much behind it. Peterson knew what he was trying to do, but they didn't account for the wind.
Juan Sanchez is all by himself here on the right side, and that's where they go. Sanchez gets on the other end of it. Sebi comes over and closes the door.
My God, is he having a match?
It's been the Seb Harris show the last few minutes.
Yeah, he is having a match.
Here's Borges.
That's the ball you want.
Peterson tried to close it out. Nice ball sent ahead to Costa. And there's a
call
whistle.
The foul on City for taking out the keeper, I think.
Philip D'Amico down on the pitch. And let's see it again.
And a card for Peterson.
D'Amico still down. Grabbing at that right shin. Let's see it one more time.
First card of the match. Let's take a look. Long ball forward. Peterson running. Keeper.
It's a 50-50 ball right here.
Yep.
Still 50-50.
Oh, he left the leg in. Yep. He could have very easily pulled the leg in and gone by. He left the leg in. That's a card. Can't do that. He was trying to send a shot and hope that the 50-50 ball would be enough that he wouldn't get a card. But he left the leg in. Can't do that.
Trevor James wants a little further explanation. James, in his first season here with Detroit City FC, spent 10 years in the MLS as an assistant coach for the LA Galaxy, Portland Timbers. Also was director of scouting for the Chicago Fire. Worked for a smaller club back in the day as well, by the name of Barcelona, FC Barcelona.
Have they done anything in world football lately?
I don't know. I kind of lost track of them. I don't know exactly what happened to them as of late. I'm sure they're doing well, though.
Tin Pot Spanish Club. Someday they'll make it big.
Juan Sanchez does well. Along the goal line, can he keep it in play? He cannot. Goal kick coming up for Nate Steinwasser.
It's a beautiful crowd here at Keyworth Stadium tonight, Neil. I was getting here to the match early, and fans were already in their seats, wanting to get good locations. Got a couple of Chattanooga subs here. Jose Zeca Ferraz comes on, and also number 7, Alun Webb. Ferraz, a native of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, has been with the club since 2013. He is one of their players that have been around as this club has grown. Webb, a Welshman who played for Lynn University.
Talked about Zeka coming into this match, scored a goal against FC Dallas back in 2018. 17 career goals for Chattanooga FC. He's been with them since 2013. Won a couple of NPSL championships during his time.
Great ball out wide.
Good recovery. Jadida will scoop it up quickly and throw it in.
Tendai's been quieter tonight. Chattanooga has committed defenders to him.
Cyrus Haiti finds his mark. Danny Deacon, the touch lets him down. Just cleared out towards midfield. There's James Vaughn, the flag up on the far side, offside the call. Got more tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Ryan Boros tweets at us. Sucks being up north and not at Detroit City FC Chattanooga, but at least I can watch City from Frankenmuth. Does Frankenmuth qualify as up north? You gotta be north of the 989 though, don't you?
I would call that up north. It's got an outlet.
At the very beginning stages of up north?
Yes.
Here's Juan Sanchez with some space, crosses it, headed away. Chrysler got all that one and sent it over the touchline.
Plus, it's got chicken.
That is true.
It's
certainly, and breweries.
Yeah.
You know, you certainly can support. Frankenmuth Brewery, yeah, they make my favorite Christmas ale.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, it's really good. Long throw into the box. Chrysler again heads it away. And John, I'll tell you what, here in the second half, defensively for City, it's been the usual suspects of Jalen Chrysler, Seb Harris. They've risen to every occasion so far, 11 minutes and change into the second half.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of protecting Vaughn as well. Being a good back line, not putting too much pressure on him, having to drop back into that defensive role. They're getting some help from their friends, though, in midfield, not allowing too many free runs in on the defense. City's midfield have done a nice job of plugging things up.
Miyachi chips it up. Steinwasser will come out to play it. Gives me an opportunity to hit you with our weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question, what year was Chattanooga FC founded? That's a simple one. Very unique relationship, as you talked about earlier, between these two fan bases. As a matter of fact, there are many Detroit City FC fans that are partial owners of Chattanooga FC.
It's one of the things they did to raise funds in much the same way that Detroit City did the Key Worth It investment program. Chattanooga FC offered ownership stakes in their club, and it was around the time when they were trying to secure some things that would allow the club to exist in a competitive environment down there in Chattanooga. And the ownership campaign was very well received. And you had a lot of support from the Northern Guard, who knew what they were trying to do. Speaking of the Northern Guard, this is probably the best Northern Guard crowd of the season, Neil. The supporters side packed to the rafters all the way down to the ends. Tetris in about 5 minutes is going to be fun.
No doubt. Restart sent in, headed over top of the crossbar. Get you that answer to our weekly trivia presented by Fago. What year was Chattanooga FC founded? 2009. And they've been doing it very well ever since 2009. They have been a prime player in the NPSL. As a matter of fact, they won the Southeast Conference Division this year with a 7-2-1 record. They fell to Miami FC 2-0 in the semifinals. Webb will win a corner.
It's a nice job by Seb to recover. Nice dropped-in ball here. Accounted for the wind well, just too much of the top of the head on the header. Also worth noting, by the way, about the ownership group with Chattanooga FC and what they're trying to do. You know, it's telling in this age of franchises and things that the way Chattanooga chose to try to raise funds was to make more supporters involved. And it really speaks to the ethos of these two clubs.
Ball niftily kept in along the touchline, but Ryan Peterson finds it. Peterson across, Danny Deacon's well onside. Deacon steps ahead, Deacon pusher behind, Deacon slots it home, 2-0 City.
Oh, Danny boy. Another jailbreak, another goal, and more smoke from the Northern Guard.
Trevor James pushes the right buttons after the injury to Sean Lawson. Moved Deacon up top, and all he did was this.
Cool, calm, collected, wasn't rattled by the keeper coming out. And one of City's most veteran presences gives them a 2-goal lead with half an hour to go. And now Chattanooga's going to have to press even more, and that could open up more at the back for Detroit City Football Club.
Chattanooga FC up against it here in the 61st minute. So Deacon does the deed. How about Ryan Peterson? Comes into this match to start the second half, and through his pace, absolutely sets things on fire. And fans, remember, Level 1 Bank is the official sponsor of the Level 1 VIP section at Keyworth Stadium. Take your match day experience to the next level with on-field seating and unlimited food and drinks. Unlimited food and drinks for just $50. Purchase your tickets at tickets.debtcityfc.com. Come be a part of all this, folks. Sit on the field. Eat and drink all you want for $50. The best value in Detroit sports. That's fact, not opinion. Chattanooga FC trying to answer. That shot blocked. Cyrus Sadie has it.
Oh, Cyrus, big boy play. Could have easily gone down there. There was some contact and tried to draw the foul. Look at the ball by Peterson over the top on the goal, and Danny Deacon just waits. 5 holes him.
He had to draw a penalty or anything like that as that ball comes right over the broadcast booth. Lindsey Pearson got down in position. She was ready to head it home.
And guess who, by the way? Peterson on the wing. Funny story about how Peterson came to Detroit City FC, Neil. His agent is the same agent as Bakey Goodman. And when Goodman came back to Detroit, his agent kept saying to Trevor James, hey, there's a guy you got to look at. Hey, there's a guy you got to look at. Hey, really, there's a guy you got to look at. And so finally, as we got toward the end of the season and the Windsor match approached after the NPSL season ended, Trevor said, all right, come on out, train with us for a few days, we'll see what you have. Took the pitch against TFC Windsor. Saw.
With good reason, Borges will be hit with that foul. Will he get a card too? He will.
Yep.
That arm got extended with a handful of kit.
Yep.
Tough to argue that one.
And that is absolutely, that is, you can't do that.
So Borges, who had the first goal in the 23rd minute, and also has a yellow card next to his name here in the 64th. Restart coming up. Here's Juan Hernandez. We'll serve it right up towards the 18, if he so chooses.
2 bookings tonight, both against Detroit City, both in the second half.
Chip to the top of the 18, bounces free, scissor kick. Half volley strike will go wide of the frame. Steinwasser will go to retrieve it. And if you're looking for a neighborhood bar to go to after any Detroit City FC game or just a fun night out in Hamtramck, swing by. And
Have you been into the Painted Lady?
I have been.
It's a great bar.
I'm a bar enthusiast, John.
Me too.
Yeah.
Of course, Trixie's the
City Clubhouse,
City
all
Clubhouse, all of them. A lot of great establishments down here.
Smazoc. That ball threaded through. Jadida, that slotted home for a goal for Chattanooga FC. They're back in with a shout. Alan Webb strikes.
Well, City took the foot off the gas a little bit. A nice ball over the top, and Tendai Jadida probably wise not to make the challenge there. If he had taken him down, it might have been decided as a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity and a red card for Tendai because he was the last defender. But a good ball in. Had Tendai made this foul, he probably would have been sent off. So he had to let him go. Slotted home by the substitute for Chattanooga. And now with 25 minutes to go, it's 2-1 game.
Alan Webb had 7 goals and 9 assists last year for Lynn University. 2 of those were game winners.
So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he has scored some big-time goals, and that certainly was a big-time goal.
Well, that changes the scope and specter of things, Neil, because now it's that 1-goal game, and you've got to go back to where you were at the start of the second half. You can't be too aggressive.
Danny Deacon on the move. Peterson set that one up nicely. Deacon's cross towards Max Todd. Sadie tracks it down. Sadie pulled down, the whistle sounds. Free kick upcoming from the top of the D.
Oh, that's a smart play by Cyrus. Put himself in a position where the Chattanooga's player, the only option he had was to foul him. Cyrus comes in, and then he shielded the ball with his body there. Just held the ball up, turned his body with his back to the Chattanooga defender. And here comes the magic spray. She'll back him up 10 yards. Six,
Who will do
seven,
the duty here?
8, 9,
Clearing space.
10. There we go. We'll count 10.
And the lines are drawn. Max Todd up there. James Vaughn. I'm sure Danny Deacon wants to be involved also.
And it's the funniest thing. And Deacon's got to step away. He can't have the attacking player in the wall. So he's got to step to the side there.
The wall does its job, but does concede the corner as Danny Deacon made a bid for a brace.
Rather, I should say Peterson stepping aside there. New rule from IFAB, you can't have attacking players in the direct wall anymore. They have to be off to the side or in front.
So here comes the corner. City bouncing back nicely after conceding the goal. Deacon tees it up to his liking. The former Orlando City draft pick serves it. Double fist punch by D'Amico, clears it out temporarily. Incredible scissor kick attempt by Ryan Peterson. He has been shot out of a cannon here tonight.
Yeah, he wants to prove himself, and he's doing a good job. That was a little more on the speculative, going for the spectacular side, but I like the effort.
That's fun. Entertaining here tonight. Header flicked on. City will clear.
And Peterson running at things again. City's front line right now really putting pressure on the Chattanooga back line. Oh, look
Chrysler.
out.
Ball comes save the day as Zenka was lurking.
That was not the best touch by Jalen Chrysler. That was a heavy touch. Teed it up for Chattanooga. And sometime in the near future for the help.
And a little thank you, sir. Costa. Cyrus Sadie up ahead. Todd. Todd dispossessed. Smazoch had it for a minute. Here comes Peterson trying to make his turn.
Way to control it and send it out wide.
Deacon has Todd up with him. Fakey Goodman, Tendai. Deacon to Cyrus, back to Tendai. 71st minute.
Chattanooga doing a good job of here of forcing City back. They're going to play it all the way back to Steinwasser in an attempt to keep possession. And then win a battle in the air and get possession for Chattanooga. That's a heck of a defensive play to force Steinwasser into a long punt. Look out.
Stepping through, sliding is Chrysler. Chattanooga FC, a problem right now for City, but here's Todd on the counter. Todd with Cyrus Sadie.
There saw that both the people he was going to pass to were in offside positions and held it up to keep the possession.
Cyrus chips it wide to Deacon. Deacon pops it up inside the 18, nothing on the other end.
That, you know what, Danny just got too much underneath that. That was not an attempt to do that. I think he wanted to go cross field.
Juan Hernandez threads it through. Webb again on the move. Webb taken down from behind.
Oh my word.
Official says play on. The Chattanooga FC bench beside themselves.
Okay.
Long ball up ahead for Peterson. Peterson on the other end of it. Peterson chipped it to the corner. There was nobody there. But let's take another look. You be the official.
Oh, I don't think it was in the box. I think it was outside the box, right at the top of it. But that's a free kick. Wow. That's a gift.
Tendai Jadida right down.
See if we can get another look at it.
Brigauna, the athletic trainer for Henry Ford, out on the pitch yet.
There's the contact first made, because Tendai gets him.
Oh, well outside.
Yeah, all right, so would not have been, and pull Chattanooga. I'm willing to give Nicole Green the benefit of a doubt or two, but you talked about this earlier in the game as Tendai gets stretched out and we look at that. You talked about the fact that the heat tonight and the breeze tonight was not a cooling breeze. This is one of those nights that is deceptively tricky on sapping out of your legs. Tendai cramped up there, and you can see from his kit, that is not a natural color. So the heat and everything is playing a role. And number 10, Juan Hernandez for Chattanooga. And Tendai's sitting down. I think he's done. I think we're going to have a change here. Evans Frimpong looks to be coming on for City, so Tendai Jadida can play no further part.
So cramping looks to be the issue for Jadida. Wide to the right side. Here's Juan Sanchez. Makes his move. Woodfin's cross. Substitution, of course, for Chattanooga FC was Cameron Woodfin. NCAA an assist, and Woodfin gives one a rip and sends it over top of the wall. But he led the NCAA in assists in 2016. He's been on the attack here tonight.
And continues. And by the way, you've seen it in the last 5 minutes. Chattanooga have really decided they want to pick on Vaughn defensively. They have run right at his position, and they've had a couple of free balls in on space. So it's going to be interesting as this game goes forward. And the back line of City, you may have to send one of the midfield wing backs back to help a little bit, because Chattanooga will try to use that on the counter like this.
Seb Harris. 76th minute. Frimpong played it up a little too far. Motor City Casino Hotel is the official hotel and casino of DCFC. Be sure to log on to DebtCityFC.com to watch the Motor City match recap from this evening's activities.
This is the fourth meeting between these two clubs. The first time, though, that it has been a competitive meeting. The clubs are 1-1-1 against each other. Detroit City winning at Finley Stadium last year in a friendly. The club's drawing here at Keyworth Stadium in the return leg, and Chattanooga winning the friendly earlier this year. So they are well matched, these clubs.
And that shot fired wide by Joao Costa. Costa had a goal against Asheville in their regional final. Looking for another here tonight to try to level this match as we move into the 77th minute as the screws begin to tighten here in Hamtramck.
4 minutes, Neil, before we go to all hands at the pumps time, and I think it's going to be a tilted field. Yep.
Seb Harris hit with that call. He just turns around and jogs down the pitch. He knew.
He knew.
Quick restart by Miyachi. Chattanooga will try the left side. Becky Goodman on the play. Hernandez. Chrysler intercepts that pass. Chrysler taken down.
It's a 2-point takedown by the Chattanooga defender.
Chrysler is down on the pitch.
And that's not going to be great if Jalen Chrysler can't continue.
No, it will not.
He looks to be cramping up. He's having a tough time. And I'd take a look at the City bench. Carroll's already done. The only defender they have left is Marlon Evans. But Bree never took the pitch, so
Dave Edwardson's still available in a midfield role if need be. Of course, they still have a few forwards on the bench also. But they just want 12 minutes and stoppage time off this clock.
Yep.
Borges called for that foul.
We've got a Chattanooga substitution, Caden College product. He will come on for Costa.
Talking about the level of talent for the him at Gordon College, another Division III All-American that had 36 goals, 35 assists in his college career. That seemed to have an endless supply of college All-American
talent at hotbeds of lower division soccer. You have Detroit City that for years, good night, Gracie. I thought that I was going to be able to say good no call, but not only do we have a call, we have a booking.
Chrysler, hey, with that yellow card. So keep note of that.
So both of these clubs have drawn from a lot of lower division programs near them. Saginaw Valley State has sent a lot of players to Detroit City FC. South, a lot of smaller schools with very good soccer programs. Spring Arbor has sent some players to Detroit City FC.
Yazid Matthews will come into the match at that forward spot. Service in, headed away. Woodfin, he sends it towards the line.
Great job by Cyrus to chip it out.
I would imagine Yazid Matthews will come in for Max Todd. Here's Frimpong, crosses over. Frimpong hesitates, makes his move, taken down. Up for Detroit City.
Interesting, that's the same kind of professional foul that went down the other end, and I haven't seen a card come out.
Let's see it again.
Frimpong fighting off one player.
That was Juan Hernandez, and the substitution now will be made. Yazid Matthews. No, it will be a second now before that happens.
I don't think that Nicole Green has allowed.
See if he gives that upper right 90 a go. Vaughn measures, the whistle sounds. Vaughn steps into it, drives it right into the box.
Look out.
Cleared out, and the flag is up. That was by a good step and a half. That Ellen Webb was in ahead of the play, and now
we've got to see the sub.
and that is the case, so Yazid Matthews will come in. And it looks as though it will be for the final time this season. Max Todd will come off the pitch here at Keyworth. And Max Todd was electric all season long for City. He will get a great ovation, as well he should. A couple of fans. Max Todd gets a proper send-off.
He has been an absolute talisman this year, one of the 2 top scorers for City this summer. And the Northern Guard knows it, that he's leaving, and is giving him a salute as he heads to the bench.
Matthews sends that one down to Peterson. Peterson in the left corner. We're in the 84th minute. Ball across the line. The throw-in awarded to Detroit City. Detroit City Fieldhouse is Detroit's newest indoor leagues are now forming for adults and youth. Check out DebtCityFC.com for more information.
I'll tell you what, I spent some time down at League Soccer. They're open every Saturday, 7 a.m. for the early kickoffs. And it's a great time.
Makey Goodman chips it ahead. Frimpong's all alone on the left side of the 18.
Nice job by Chattanooga to close him down so they can't see him and find him.
Miyachi heads that one down, and away Chattanooga goes, trying to counter. Makey Goodman hit with a foul call. And Seb Harris booms it down the pitch. And Nicole Green has a card in hand. Who will get it?
That's going to be Sebi for kicking the ball away after the whistle.
I think it's going to be Bakey.
Oh,
and
wow.
It is. Makey Goodman goes in the books for the foul.
Better spot.
85th minute.
We've had a lot of stoppages here, Neil. I would guess we're going to see about 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Get the old stopwatch out and ready.
Headed inside the middle of the 18. On Detroit City, Bakey Goodman will play it away. Well, here comes Peterson with that pace. Almost closed down. Frimpong keeps the possession.
Led Peterson a little too far, but I like the physical play from Frimpong to fight off the defender for CFC.
City caught a break there. That ball actually hit the flag. The officials didn't see that it hit the flag. And it goes over the line, so a throw-in awarded. Get you tonight's official attendance brought to you by Rip It Energy, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC. 6,752 here at Keyworth.
Wow.
Huge crowd. Club going up on a Saturday night. So you look at it for the week, over 11,000 people came through the gates here at Keyworth this week to watch Detroit City FC soccer.
And 2 great games, too.
D'Amico tracks back. 87th minute. The pressure continues to mount. Throw-in awarded to Detroit City.
Funny banner across the way at the Northern Guard. They've mocked up the CFC, the owners' signs that were given to people to display on their front lawn when they bought a share of Chattanooga Football Club with an NGS Detroit owns you banner.
So that foul goes against City, and here we go. Everson Lima plays it short. Caleb Cole, service inside the 18. The battle won by City this time. but there will be many more fought over the next few minutes. That touch lets down Webb.
Pass has to be crisper there. You can't wait for someone to come get it.
Peterson! And off the line to make the play, D'Amico.
Nice sweeper keeper move there.
And was wise to do so. That ball sent inside the 18. Pass finds its mark! Steinwasser closes the door!
Oh, Nate, take a bow, son. That was point blank, and he stoned him.
Webb will kick himself if Chattanooga's not able to come back and at least level this match. Nate Steinwasser rises to the occasion as we get set to cross into the net away by Peterson.
Everybody forward now for Chattanooga, Neil. Just one player back. They're going to pile forward.
I will say, John, as we are in the 90th minute, watch Ryan Peterson in that pace. Throw all the way inside the 18. And Cyrus Sadie does. D'Amico calms it down. Scissor down into the corner.
That's all you need to keep doing. We have reached all hands at the pump time.
Juan Hernandez tried to take Evans Frimpong. You got a good look. And that foul will go against Chattanooga FC as we are in stoppage time. Detroit City FC, since the 23rd minute,
waiting to see how much stoppage time is left, and I think we're going to have 5. There it is. I told you we'd have a long period of stoppage time. It's about as long as it gets.
To Matthews. That foul will go against Yazid Matthews. They don't have time to waste. That is not a luxury Chattanooga FC has right now.
We're going to see a sub coming on. Number 23, Mason Walsh. Came from the AFC Bournemouth Academy and club at the time they were making the transition to a Premier League outfit. So he's got veteran experience.
PSL, his father played in the EPL for Spurs and Liverpool.
Stoppage time, Neil.
Another throw-in coming up as Danny Deacon has done a job here this evening. There are lots of candidates for a city man of the match. Lots of candidates.
And that's the way Trevor James would want it, a team effort.
Oh, set inside, got all the way through and cleared out. Everybody bombing forward. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time.
Halfway home. Nice job to win the ball in the air.
Sideline. Throw in coming up. Gabriel Torres tosses it in quickly. D'Amico's all the way up to the midfield line.
That's a lazy pass.
Deacon out. But Chattanooga FC will keep it. Cyrus Sadie has it. Sadie taken down from behind. Official says play on. A mass of humanity, bodies flying everywhere. And the whistle goes against started by Dunston. We're in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Header flicked on, up ahead. Steinwasser off the line. And tells everyone to move forward.
And Peterson went to win it.
And he is hit with a foul.
And there are about 4,000 referees on the other side that don't agree with that.
And a goal kick coming up for Steinwasser.
That's a heady play over in the corner to force the goal kick. Had an out-of-control runner just brush it off of him and out of play.
We're into the 95th minute of this one. Should be the final moment of stoppage time.
We've had a couple stoppages for free kicks and an injury. I could see Nicole Green giving an extra 30 seconds. So I think
situation dependent. Yep.
Yeah, I think we got about a minute to go. If Chattanooga gets an attack, I could see her extending to give them the opportunity to finish that attack. So City need to get and keep position and possession and let her look at her watch. That won't do it.
Here comes Chattanooga on that left side. Woodfin. The 1-2, Woodfin. Good build up here from Chattanooga. Cut out. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez curls it inside the 18. It's loose. Stepping through. Still loose. Shot. Steinwasser day for Detroit City.
May have and did. And that should be it. Nice control. Little push there in the box. But he went down a little easy. And then a scuffed shot and Steinwasser down to get it.
The whistle sounds and Detroit City FC victorious in their opening NPSL Members Cup match by the score of 2-1 over Chattanooga FC. What an entertaining match here at Keyworth Stadium.
This special night for these two teams. And you know what? It's refreshing to see a visiting team celebrating with their own supporters as they go over and give the Chattahooligans some love. And for both of these clubs, City win the first ever competitive fixture between two of the best grassroots clubs in the game. Breakout efforts on the counter that gave them goals, but with some great sustained play and some all-world defense at times. Chattanooga a little unlucky. They were better for large portions of this match, but City come out good winners in their Members Cup debut. The left coast next week.
Marcelo Borges, the man of the match here tonight, and why not? He got the goal in the 23rd minute. So Borges scored to start everything here tonight off the Cyrus Saint half. But Detroit City FC with the big 3 points, as you said, and that puts Chattanooga FC in a world of hurt. They fall to 0-2 in a 10-match Members Cup sprint. And Detroit City FC vaults themselves into position. If they can go out to the West Coast, get a win at Napa Valley, now you're talking.
Going to be very important for City next week if they can pick up 3 points on the road, especially up here to Keyworth Stadium. But big match for City as they try to chase the Cosmos and keep themselves going in the Members Cup.
So a big win for Detroit City from a broadcast. Detroit City FC victorious 2-1. Thank you for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?